The male lead shares a resemblance with me, just enough to sting his pride. To prove he is better than me, he deliberately gets close to my rival, my childhood sweetheart, planning to marry her before I can. But before he even makes a move, I have already delivered her to his doorstep overnight. Because on the day the male lead transmigrated into this world, I was hiding behind a tree, watching the whole thing unfold, and I accidentally discovered I can hear every word between him and the system. To figure out whether his intentions are good or bad, I play along with his script for 10 years. The whole rivalry over a woman act. Now I am tired of the game, and I know exactly why he came here. All he wants is to win over my fiancée. Just as I am packing my bags to leave the country and escape this ridiculous drama, I catch something unexpected at the wedding. The male lead saying his tearful goodbye to the system. Congratulations, player. You have successfully married Stella. The final ending is complete. It is time for me to go. Ethan gives the system a small nod. All right. Thank you, system. You gave me a chance to start over. I am hiding in a corner listening, and I cannot help but laugh to myself. The system is actually leaving, without it here to control the plot. Who knows what happens after the final ending? So I pull out my phone and cancel the international flight I just booked. Then I turn my gaze, slow, deliberate, full of bad intentions, toward that couple about to be wed. Ethan and Stella's wedding is a spectacle. There are over 100 camera positions and top influencers are live streaming the whole thing. The moment it goes live, the live comments flood in. Who else gets it? They finally ended up together. That guy must be fuming. It wasn't easy for them to get here. My Ethan finally found real love. Without that vicious guy around, Miss Shen would have married my dream guy ages ago. But it's because of that guy that my dream guy figured out his own heart. The comments are split, either blessing the couple or insulting me. I read a few and lose interest fast. Back in the day I would have fired back. But after 10 years, I am completely immune to the hate. I stay hidden in the corner, eyes scanning the room. This wedding has to go smoothly. In the middle of all the noise, the officiant finally takes the stage. The moment the ceremony begins, I am more nervous than the couple getting married. Ethan stands in a sharp suit, his posture tall and commanding, eyes fixed ahead, gazing with deep emotion at Stella walking toward him. Ethan is a celebrated award-winning actor, the national idol adored by everyone online. Because of this, Stella generously opens 100 spots for Ethan's fans to watch the wedding in person. Standing right next to me must be one of them. A girl points at the stage and starts screaming, "Look, look, they're exchanging rings!" Her shout pulls my attention back to the stage. Stella has already slipped the wedding ring onto Ethan's finger. Now it is his turn. I watch his slow movement, and my breath stops. Just as he is about to slide the ring onto Stella's finger, he suddenly stops. Ethan's gaze cuts straight to where I am standing. I know. He has found me. And I never expected him to let it go. Not on a day this big. Sure enough, the next second Ethan picks up the microphone. Thank you all so much for being here to celebrate with Stella and me. But there is someone I need to thank in particular. Someone you all know. Everyone follows Ethan's gaze toward my direction. For a moment, no one recognizes me. Ethan continues. You all know the road here wasn't easy for Stella and me. There were many obstacles along the way. Those who know us well understand. I look up and meet Ethan's gaze, cold, deliberate, and full of ill intent. Yes, every single obstacle was caused by me. Ethan looks straight at me and speaks. Xavier, I know you are not ready to accept this, but I still want to say, true love does not go to whoever arrived first. You have been by Stella's side for a long time. But what she feels for you is family, never love. I hope you find someone who truly cares for you. And thank you, Stella, for always standing by my side. The moment my name leaves his lips, I feel it. Waves of hostile stares landing on me. Several people even step closer, forming a circle around me as if they are afraid I will cause a scene. And all of this is exactly what Ethan wants. Drag me into the open, flog me in front of everyone. Only then does Ethan pick the ring back up and slide it onto Stella's finger. Watching this, the weight I have been carrying finally lifts. One of Ethan's younger female fans points at me, teeth clenched. Miss Shen and my dream guy are married now. If you dare go near them again, I will not let you off easy. I give her a sheepish nod. Don't worry, I wish them all the happiness in the world. Done. Then, a soft chime rings out. A small blue robot materializes, floating in front of Ethan. Congratulations, player. You have successfully married Stella. Player, your mission is complete. It is time for me to go. Ethan nods. All right. Thank you, system. You gave me a new life. Only I can hear this exchange. 10 years ago, when the system first appeared, I could already hear it. Ethan is its player. Through it, I learned I was cast as the villain. I tried to rewrite my own role, but it was useless. So I commit to the part, play the villain, see the plot through, wait for it to leave. Now this damn system is finally gone. What comes next? That is the real villain. Before I leave the wedding, I catch Ethan's eye one last time across the room. I give him a small smile. Your good days are over. I get back to my place, and the first thing I do is throw out everything from before. Then I call a moving company, and finally send a message to the pinned contact on my phone. By the time I finish, it is past midnight. For the past 10 years, I have played the villain with total dedication. Their romance needed me to turn up the heat. Fine. So what if I was their puppet? Now the final ending is here. The plot no longer controls me. Who knows what happens after the story ends? Everything I gave away as their puppet, I am taking it all back piece by piece. First on the list is Stella's current position. 3 days pass in a blink. The buzz around Ethan and Stella's wedding refuses to die down. Millions are still talking about the wedding of the century. Ethan rides the wave to break into international markets. Then comes the post-wedding family visit, and I show up too. Standing outside, I can already hear the laughter from inside. I do not even need to walk in to picture the warm, happy scene. But today I'm here specifically to ruin it. Ethan is the first to spot me. Xavier, we were just talking about you. Since you are here, might as well stay for dinner. I nod. The looks on everyone else's faces, like they have bitten into something foul, make me feel fantastic. The air itself tastes sweet. Father gives me a cold look. Since you are back, behave yourself around Ethan. No more schemes. They are legally married now. If you go anywhere near their relationship, you are the other man. I stare at this man who is my father in biology only. Hard to believe a parent would say this to their child, but I have heard worse from him. Now that I do not care, it does not hurt. So I nod. Of course. I would never knowingly go after someone in a committed relationship. That would be beneath me. That seems to hit a nerve in Victor. His expression visibly darkens. Right then, Ms. Zhang calls out that dinner is ready, cutting through the tension just in time. But the moment I sit down, Ethan speaks up. Mom always sits there. Since Xavier likes it so much, why don't you find another seat? I glance at Ethan with a half smile. He smiles back, warm, gentle. Only I know how ugly that smile really is. Vivian, my stepmother, laughs it off without a care. If Xavier likes that spot, just let him have it. Stella watches me with disapproval. Xavier, you still have no shame. At that, I slam my palm hard on the table. This is my home. Who told you I need to watch my manners for outsiders at my own table? Eat or get out. The slam startles everyone in the room. It seems like no one expected me to push back, especially not against Stella. After all, everyone knows Stella is the woman I could never have. Back when I was rebellious, I only listened to Stella, and she loved to rub it in. So what if he's from a rich family? One word from me and he jumps. So naturally, everyone assumed I would never fight back, never refuse. But they seem to have forgotten that I used to have edges. 10 years of playing the simp could not grind them down. I just kept them hidden. Now the system is gone. I am free, and I intend to do exactly what feels right to me. No more swallowing my pride. Victor is the first to snap back to reality. He slams the table even harder. Xavier, are you out of your mind? Say the word and I will throw you out. In the past, hearing that would have made me tear up and beg for forgiveness. Because rule number 1 of being a villain, starved for love, starved for a father's love. So the threat of being thrown out used to terrify me. Back when the plot had me on a leash, that is exactly how Victor kept me in line. But there is no plot anymore. I let out a short laugh. Dad, you seem to have forgotten something. The name on this villa is Xavier Shen. That lands like a punch. Victor goes speechless. Vivian sees the situation going south fast and steps in. Xavier, stop joking around. The property deed is locked in the safe. Your father's heart cannot handle jokes like this. Victor seems to pull himself together. His hand slams the table repeatedly as he shouts, "Ungrateful brat." I sigh quietly inside. A friendly heads up and nobody believes me, so I stop wasting time on them. Ms. Zhang, serve the food. She responds cheerfully. Right away, Master Shen. Victor frowns the moment he hears that. Don't call him Master Shen. He's the second young master. Ms. Zhang does not listen. She is already heading to the kitchen. Her cooking is as good as always. Ethan's face has gone a little pale. Clearly, he is rattled by that title. I take a bite and look at Father. Dad, are you planning to put Ethan on the family registry? Because Ethan is Victor and Vivian's son, 3 months older than me. If that is actually the plan, let me remind you, the Shen in Shen group belongs to Serena Shen, not to Victor. Serena was my mother, a gentlewoman, too devoted to love for her own good, and she paid for it by falling for a social climber like Victor. The ending was never going to be good. Since no one believes this villa is in my name, I might as well give them a proper gift. The thought makes me smile. I clap my hands. Several bodyguards dressed in black come rushing in from outside. They surround Ethan and the others in one smooth motion. Before anyone can react, the bodyguards drag them all out of the villa. Victor screams curses from outside. I tune him out completely and call the butler over to arrange a cleaning crew. Every corner, top to bottom, and the flowers in the garden, all of them gone, replaced with a vegetable patch. The old Xavier could never have been the legal owner, but the Xavier who turned 18, under the alias Ash Shen could while Ethan and his crowd were living in luxury. I was quietly rebuilding, waiting for the right moment. And now that moment is here. When my phone rings again, I turn it off. As much as I want to twist the knife right now, villains who talk too much lose. The priority is bringing the leads down. The next day, Victor storms over with Vivian in tow, furious. Running the Shen group for this long was not for nothing. The moment we meet, he tries to slap me. I catch his hand and redirect it straight into Vivian's face. I have been waiting a long time to hit this vicious woman. She was the final straw that broke my mother. She knew my mother was bedridden and moved right in with Ethan, making herself the lady of the house, throwing a paternity test in my mother's face. My mother never got to breathe her last breath in peace. She was literally angered to death. And Vivian's parting words? I didn't know she was that sick. 3 months after my mother's death, Vivian moved into the Shen household. That was the first time I met Ethan, and the first time I heard the system. I refused to accept it quietly. I exposed my father and Vivian's affair publicly. At first came a wave of cyberbullying, but then Ethan went live, sobbing about Vivian and my father's relationship, claiming they were childhood sweethearts, that a wealthy girl had set her sights on Victor, and Vivian was forced to give him up because of the power imbalance. Separated for over a decade, and then, after my mother died, she was the one who got blamed, all to earn sympathy for the people who destroyed her. That was when Ethan first stepped into the public eye, going from the nation's favorite son to a national idol. Vivian is stunned. Before Victor can try again, I land 2 more slaps on Vivian's face, quick as a reflex, then turn to my father with a look of pure confusion. Dad, what are you doing? Victor catches on, eyes blazing. You ungrateful brat, she is your elder. Smack. Another fast slap lands on Vivian's face. Dad, what did you say? I could not hear you. Victor's finger trembles as he points at me, clearly shaking with rage. He wants to hit me but eyes the baseball bat in my hand, something I picked up on the way here. Tell me, what is going on with that villa? How is your name on it? I am in a good mood, so I explain. The villa was originally registered under my mother's name. When she passed, she left all her assets to me. I just had to wait until I came of age to inherit. Victor had been eyeing it for a long time. Before I was even an adult, he pressured me to transfer the assets into his name, calling it safekeeping. So I went along with it, with a lawyer's help. Fortunately, my mother, as hopelessly romantic as she was, never put her own child in harm's way. The name on the property deed is Ash Shen, a loophole I built specifically to work around the system. Once the system left, I just needed to update the name, and everything would be mine again. Victor and Vivian stand there in a daze. Seeing their devastated faces puts me in such a great mood that I cannot help adding a little more. Dad, you could not even get social climbing right. How do you have the nerve to move your mistress into the house? Watching their faces go dark is deeply satisfying. I am done wasting time on them. I close the door and go back to sleep. That afternoon at 2:30, I reach out to over a dozen major influencers and anonymously send them Ethan's dirt. The internet is truly a double-edged sword. Ethan used it to destroy my reputation. Now that sword points at him. But before his scandal even catches fire, I am already trending. The villain is stirring up trouble again. Looking at that headline, I genuinely want to compliment whoever wrote it. Perfectly on brand. The content is nothing new, just that I disrespected my elders, hit my stepmother, and kicked my own father out of the house. Ethan is a national idol, and Vivian rides his coattails, becoming the nation's favorite stepmom. On top of that, Ethan and Vivian occasionally appear on variety shows together, earning an online reputation as the most enviable mother-son duo. People constantly praise how close they are, despite sharing no blood. So Vivian has become something of a public figure herself. This whole thing should never have made it online, but today, coincidence works in my favor. When Vivian calls Ethan crying, he happens to be live. The whole thing spills out on camera. Perfect. I was only afraid he would not air it. At 2:30 in the morning, several trending topics bury my own scandal and shoot to the top. Exposing Ethan Gu. The national idol is not who you think. National idol caught bullying. The things Ethan Gu does not want you to know. Ethan Gu pointing fingers while hiding his own dirt. 5 trending topics, all Ethan. All posted in the middle of the night when most people are already asleep. By the time anyone notices, the screenshots are already everywhere. Taking them down is too late. So the next day, Ethan sees the trending topics and is completely lost. He knows his secrets are under his control. Every witness dealt with. He cannot figure out how this leaked. I am in front of my screen laughing out loud. Of course it leaked. Because I spent years quietly collecting every single one of those secrets, saving them for exactly this day. The trending topics get pulled down fast. Paid trolls flood in to deny everything. I know this alone is not enough. But once these stories exist, they plant seeds in people's minds. They say they believe in their idol. But Ethan's follower count drops by 3 million overnight. Just a drop in the bucket, but it is enough. Ethan and Stella are one unit now. So his company takes a hit too. The stock drops hard overnight. Stella is thrown into chaos. She was furious, but Ethan soothes her down. There are too many eyes on them now. Plenty of people do not want them to thrive. Once the plot ends, I can feel the weight that had been pressing down on me, just gone. Everything I do flows effortlessly now. A protagonist without their halo is just an ordinary person. The day Ethan's film crew wraps, I make sure to show up at their wrap dinner. He spots me and looks surprised. Xavier, what are you doing here? I smirk inwardly, hold his gaze with open defiance, then walk away without looking back. I know he will follow. Sure enough, the moment I round the corner, Ethan calls out, Xavier, that was you online, wasn't it? The hostility rolls off him in waves, completely unmasked. I do not bother denying it. Ethan scoffs. Pointless. Save yourself the effort. You cannot beat me. 10 years ago you could not. Nothing has changed. And right now you have nothing. What exactly are you fighting with? Ethan's best trick is playing two faces. In private, this is his real face. I look at him coldly. Your fans should see you like this. Disgusting. And how do you know I have nothing? Is it just because that system told you so? The words land. I watch the shock register in his eyes. Before he can speak, I keep going. What made you think an unknown entity could take me down? Because you are the male lead? A male lead who needs someone else to fight his battles is not much of a lead. Enjoy your last good days. Do not be naive. Ethan seems genuinely shaken. For the next few days, he stays completely out of my way. No more daily posts about life with Stella either. During his quiet period, I head over to Stella's company. Before I can even reach the elevator, she steps off one and blocks my path. Someone must have tipped her off. After all, I have been a permanent fixture in online drama, the villain everyone loves to hate. And I used to show up here all the time just to be near Stella. She takes one look at me and her expression sours. Xavier, why are you here? I am a married woman. Have some respect. I let out a short laugh. Deputy Director Shen, no need for that tone. We're going to make great colleagues. As the company's largest shareholder, coming to work seems perfectly reasonable, don't you think? That same day, I walk in under the name Ash Shen. The whole office is stunned. I settle into what used to be Stella's office, take a long, satisfying breath, and call the assistant to have all of Stella's things removed. Stella seethes. Xavier, don't push it. I turn and sweep her ceramic mug off the desk. It shatters across the floor. Ms. Shen, oh wait, Deputy Director Shen. Looking forward to working with you. And going forward, the name is Ash Shen. Stella bites down hard, but there's nothing she can do. She storms out. In the best mood I have been in for years, I order afternoon tea for the entire staff, give everyone 2 days off, and then call a shareholder meeting. On the day of the meeting, Stella walks in looking sharp and composed. No trace of her earlier collapse. She brings Victor, Vivian, and Ethan with her. I am seated at the head of the table. The moment I see them, I call security over and have the non-members escorted out. Ethan breaks free from 2 guards and shouts at me. Xavier, why are you throwing us out? Father agreed to this. I stay completely calm. A shareholder meeting is not open to just anyone. Award-winning actor Ethan, this is not a film set. The fact that I did not have security throw you out is already more than generous. The meeting begins. Just as expected, no one backs me. Everyone insists Stella is the right fit and I should hand the position back. I let my gaze move slowly across the loudest voices in the room. Mr. Shen, the right person should be in the right place, and I don't think that place is here for you. Stella steps in right on cue, playing the reasonable one. Xavier, if you want to work, just say so. I can find you a position tomorrow. What you're doing right now, I don't personally mind, but you are disrupting the livelihoods of everyone in this company. Not everyone has your financial security. I nod agreeably. Exactly. We cannot let personal matters get in the way of people's paychecks. Which is exactly why you, Stella, should not be here either. I turn to another board member who has been pushing back. Mr. Huang, I have one thing to say to you. Never covet what is not yours, no matter how suited you think you are for it. If it is not yours, it is not yours. And I want everyone here to know, the Shen and Shen group belongs to Serena Shen, not to Victor, and certainly not to Stella. Someone my mother casually sponsored out of the goodness of her heart has no business eyeing what belongs to the host. Stella was just one of many people my mother helped on a whim. Her capabilities are undeniable, but someone who bites the hand that fed her has no place in Shen Group. 10 years ago, if the system had never appeared, I would not have even noticed Stella at all. When it comes to unpredictable variables, the safest place to keep them is right in front of you. Call it 10 years of being a simp. I call it 10 years of surveillance. The meeting ends. Word reaches me that Stella and Ethan have a blowout fight. Ethan blames Stella for being incompetent, for missing a vulnerability this massive and getting blindsided. Stella blames Ethan for failing to deal with someone she calls a complete idiot, me, after spending years inside the Shen family without ever getting Victor under control. I listened to my assistant's report and let out a cold laugh. What good would controlling Victor even do? His shares are barely worth mentioning. And a man that selfish, he would never willingly hand over what is his. The new boss always makes 3 bold moves. The first move targets Stella. I close in on her step by step at the company. Now she is nothing but a deputy director with an empty title. Less than 3 months into the marriage, they are already fighting every other day. After a period of low activity, Ethan starts posting his daily life with Stella online again. Doing the math, right, Luna is coming back. Luna is my biological sister. Because of this, Ethan even calls to give me a heads up. Xavier, Luna is coming back. Make sure you treat her right this time. Don't be like before. I laugh. I tell him not to worry. I will absolutely put in a good word for him with Luna. Make sure she knows what a caring brother Ethan has been. I hang up, face completely blank, and sink into the couch, drifting into memory. Back when the plot still had control over me, the one and only thing I managed to do outside of the script, against everyone's wishes, was send Luna out of the country. The plot's reach only extended within the country. Abroad, it had no power. As long as she was out, she effectively ceased to exist within the plot. It was a loophole. But it also shattered our relationship. It gave Ethan the opening he needed, and he played the caring brother better than I ever did. The price of breaking from the script was real. My body was no longer my own. 7 days as an NPC. But if it meant getting Luna out of the plot, it was worth it. That was also when the word villain first became attached to my name and never left. Luna comes back. Stella straightens up too, returning to the office. Not for any other reason, only because Luna is the company's largest shareholder, and the two of them have stayed in contact all these years. The day Luna returns, Victor and the others all come back to the villa. Of course I go too. Compared to when she had just turned 18, Luna is taller, leaner, more mature. But her tongue is just as sharp. You got darker and fatter. That is the first thing she says to me. No emotion, no joy at the reunion, just straight to sparring. I respond with a blank face. I have put on a bit lately, but it is honestly not noticeable. Fine, I will work on it. Ethan grabs Luna's hand, voice thick with emotion. Luna, you are finally back. We have all missed you so much. Every day worrying whether you were eating enough, staying warm. And please do not blame Xavier. He did it for you. Luna's expression goes cold. She shoots me a resentful glare. I spread my hands helplessly. Kids hold grudges. Seeing this, Ethan pushes even harder, talking nonstop, until Luna snaps with a loud, "Shut up." The living room goes quiet immediately. Victor looks displeased. Luna, that is your older brother. Watch your tone. Ethan is Victor and Vivian's son. I used to think Vivian just did not like children. Later I learned she specifically did not like the child my mother gave birth to. Luna keeps the same attitude as always. You shut up too. I'm clear-headed enough to know how many brothers my mother gave me. She says it while shooting me another glare. Victor dares to shout at me but would never cross Luna. She once put Vivian in the hospital for half a month with a single brick. Luna does not care who you are. If she does not like you, she will hit you. She has no concept of holding back. Vivian knows this better than anyone. When Vivian first moved in, Luna made her life so miserable she nearly had a breakdown. After that, no one dared to cross Luna. And yet this same person, had the plot run its course, her ending was always meant to be a bad one. Ethan and his group assumed Luna's return would have her and me going at each other's throats, giving them the perfect chance to sit back and profit. After all, the state of our relationship back then was plain for everyone to see. But instead, what they got was Luna and me running a flawless good cop, bad cop routine, flushing out every mole inside the company. That includes Stella and Ethan's plants, and Victor and Vivian's people. When I first got word of this, I was not sure what to believe. How entertaining. Two couples, each suspicious of the other, each reaching for something that was never theirs. The day the system left, I sent Luna a message telling her she could come home. That fight we had, it happened because she did not want to leave me alone here. We could not agree. I made the call and forced her to go, which conveniently gave everyone else the impression our relationship was broken beyond repair. The Luna who seems cold and untouchable to the outside world is now throwing a full-on tantrum at me. I am never leaving again. You are the worst. I laugh softly and ruffle her hair. No more leaving. Never again. The system is not coming back. 2.5 weeks later, Ethan is trending again. Getting to where he has made far more enemies than I ever did. I was just a villain. I never actually threatened anyone's interests. But Ethan, he wore the face of a sheep while doing the work of a wolf. Without the system, the truth was always going to come out. Looking back now, what the system said at the end sounds less like a farewell and more like a warning. Only Ethan took it as a blessing. Because what happens beyond the final ending, the system cannot control. Ethan comes bursting into my home while I am eating breakfast. Xavier, it is you again. Get those posts taken down, you hear me? I will sue you for defamation. Do not test me. The male lead standing before me is no longer a gentle idol. Just a man who has completely lost it. I wipe my mouth with a napkin. I did not do it. How would I take it down? And if I were behind it, do you really think this is all I would do? If not you, then who? You hate me most. I pull out a thick folder from inside and hand it to Ethan. Isn't your hatred of me well-deserved? Since you are already convinced it was me, I happen to have something I would love to share with you. The source is right here. Ask him yourself whether it is real. Ethan takes the folder. He starts flipping through casually, then faster and faster, until he hurls the whole thing onto the floor. Where did you get this? How do you have these? I had the system destroy all of this. Why do you still have it? I ignore his spiral. I pick up the papers and start reading aloud, pausing every now and then to ask if it is true. The nation's idol did this? Is this a failure of character or human nature? The emotional manipulation files are all here. I never would have guessed, Ethan. You are quite something physically. Does Stella know? Ethan snatches the papers out of my hands like a man possessed. Shut up. All of this is fake. I shrug. Go ahead and tear it up. I have plenty more. When force does not work, Ethan drops straight to his knees. Xavier, please, do not release any of this. It will destroy me. I was wrong. Please just let me go. I will stop fighting you. This could ruin lives. People have died over things like this. I lean down and look at him on the floor. I told you before, what is mine will always be mine. You will never take it. As for forgiveness, that is not happening. Do you remember how my mother begged you all? Do you remember what you did? You people drove her to her death. And what you put me through for 10 years? Do you want me to list every single thing? My dear brother, and I use that word loosely, you really had everyone fooled. Got a little too into playing devoted son to your mother's replacement, didn't you? Or did you forget whose son you actually are? Ethan, I will say it plainly. You are not smart. Without the system, you would never have made it this far. Ethan wipes his tears, glaring at me with pure venom. This is not over. We will see who laughs last. I point at my phone. The thing is, Ethan, I am live. That hits him like a wall. He stares at my phone in disbelief. Then one anguished cry, and he is gone from the room. This time his world has truly collapsed. The national idol image he spent years building crumbles overnight. The famous mother-son act with Vivian. The bigger the flame it once burned with, the harder they burn now. And because of this, Victor's good man image is gone too. Every bit of attention he earned by stepping on my mother's memory comes flooding back as backlash. Shen Group stock falls and keeps falling. The official accounts are flooded with fury. Victor had positioned himself as the victim back then, the forgiving husband who never retaliated, which made him look noble. Finance magazines still run his face on their covers. But when every lie unravels, the backlash hits 1,000 times harder. What goes around, comes around. As Victor dumps his shares in a panic, we buy them up at rock-bottom prices. Every last bit. Nothing stays in the hands of outsiders. Luna asks me what comes next. I hand the company over to her without hesitation. They were right about one thing. I am genuinely not cut out for office life. I am better suited to lying around and counting money. What comes next? I want to live for myself, for once. Nobody knows. But I have been quietly carrying feelings for someone for a long, long time. Locked away, untouchable. That person is who I truly want, the one I somehow let slip away. I do not know if there is still a way back, but if there is not, I will just have to be relentless about it.